Coach, you've been on the road for a number of weeks. Just give the fans an idea how things are going and what the reception's been like this year coming off the big bowl win.
Oh, the reception's been great. I've been all over the country, and people are very excited about Penn State football. We're very well received in the high schools, and the hard work that we've put in over our first 15 months on the job is paying off. We're trying to identify not just the best players, but the right players that fit our core values and what Penn State football is all about.
In your hometown Pittsburgh area tonight, why is this area so important to the program, not only from a recruiting perspective, but also the fans? A lot of great Penn State fans here.
600,000 dues-paying alumni worldwide. It's the largest alumni base in the world, and there's more Penn State alums in Western Pennsylvania than any other university. It's really exciting, and just being here tonight and seeing these people here tonight, both alums and fans, people who bleed blue and white, it's very exciting to be here and be a part of it. And being from Western Pennsylvania, I know this evening means a lot to both Terry and myself.
When you look at the way the team came out of spring ball, what makes you the most proud in terms of the way the defense played this spring?
We had some success last year on defense, and I think the thing that I like is that the 2014 is behind us, and the 2015 defense has yet to establish its identity. The identity of this unit's been yet to be determined, and the success or failure of this group will be determined by how hard we work between now and training camp. And the guys are pleased, but they're not satisfied. They know that we came here to be and build a championship caliber defense, and we've got a long way to go. And the work that they demonstrated in the winter and spring, I think we're right on schedule and looking forward to getting into training camp.
We talked to Coach Spencer last night about the interior defensive linemen. Those two guys, Austin Johnson and Anthony Zetta, what makes those guys so unique in the way how they play together? Not necessarily individual parts, but how they play as a tandem.
Yeah, that's a great question. Because they're both different body types and have different, not just physical strength, but skill set strengths. AJ is just a giant, over 300-pound guy, can dominate the line of scrimmage, forces double teams, and he really moves well for his size as well. He's the next in that long line of prototypical, future NFL Penn State D linemen. And Anthony, obviously, we made the transition from defensive end to defensive tackle, and he's what we call 3 technique, which requires a little bit more get off, a little more, kind of juice to him right there. And his get off was as good as anybody in college football last year. He gave guards fits, and he was as disruptive as any player in college football. 18.5 tackles for loss, numerous sacks, and actually, I always say he had the hat trick for us. He led the team in tackles for loss, sacks, and interceptions, and that's pretty hard to do.
Your position, the safeties, what do you like about the depth that you've got there right now?
Love it. I think Marcus Allen's really, he didn't take a day off. He worked hard this spring and tried to establish the defense as his unit. He's clearly established himself as the quarterback of the defense. He knows the defense inside and out. He works on a daily basis to perfect his craft. And we moved Jordan Lucas from corner to safety, and I think he's a natural at that position. He's vocal. He provides great leadership. We could do some different things with him. I think he has a chance to be a guy that can play the pass well, a guy that can get in the box well. He's a good tackler. He can cover slot receivers, do a lot of neat things like that. And now that Malik Golden and Troy Apke both had great springs. Malik had a couple pick sixes and really had a nice pass breakup in the spring game. And we need Malik to play well for us to take the next step as a secondary. And Troy Apke, who's a local kid here in Pittsburgh from Mount Lebanon High School, he made the transition from wide receiver to safety and played on special teams last year. He's tall, he's rangy, he's fast. He has a chance to be a really good one.
Finally, being in Pittsburgh, I'm sure you'll talk a lot of Pittsburgh sports tonight with fans. Do you have a favorite Pittsburgh sports memory?
Had to be 8th grade, 1979, when the Pirates were down 3-1 and ended up coming back to win the World Series. Probably that, and then in that year also the Steelers winning the Super Bowl. So between those two things, those are probably my favorite Pittsburgh sports memory.
Coach, thanks for your time. Have fun tonight.
Thanks, Tony.